Don said you don't need to write smart.
Right.
Okay. Woohoo, it works. All right, cool. Thanks for coming to business planning, guys. So we're gonna go no later than 2:30. If you have to leave before that, just up and leave, it's okay. But we may not take that long, so it'll be at least 2 o'clock we'll be here till, I think. And I would love to have someone volunteer to pass these out. Thank you. I don't know how many are here, but there's a lot.
Okay, I can make more.
Thank you. I was hoping we'd have more than this here because I think it's a really important thing to talk about. So tell me what's going on. Are you ready to plan for 2018? Is that where your head is right now? Why you're sitting here? 2019? It's okay. That's
What
okay.
we're doing?
So, how many of you were in real estate with another company before Keller Williams?
Years and years and years
One,
ago.
2, 3,
Years ago.
4. So 4 of you.
20 years ago.
Well, you 4, did you ever do a formal business planning like this type of thing at the other company?
No.
How
It's
did,
the company now.
yeah, so how did you think, because you're an independent contractor, how did you plan? What went through your head? Anybody?
Well, I honestly, Bud is the one. If
Bud.
it were probably up to me,
Yeah,
we wouldn't have had anything, but Bud is the numbers guy.
sure.
So he was the one right from the absolute very beginning that started tracking, that honestly makes me sit down in December, and so
Okay.
we've done it.
Uh-huh. Tell me what, if you can, I don't mean to put you on the spot, I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
no.
How did you think, what were you thinking in December going into next year when you were trying to make a plan?
You know what, at first I kept thinking, God, this is painful. But, no, we did. We looked at, the first year was kind of hard because we didn't really know what we were doing as far as what to expect in that
First
kind
year
of stuff.
in real estate?
The first year in real
Sure.
estate. So then moving forward, we were tracking like every part of our business, what we were spending money on, so we knew what was working and what
Okay.
was not working on. We were backing money out of our commission checks to pay taxes with. And then we were coming up with, okay, we made this year, and we want to increase that for next year. And if we had 10 appointments this year and we made this amount, we knew if we did 20, we could basically get to that amount, is what it really
So
kind
you
of
thought
came
of
down to.
conversion rates? Really done?
Yes, he did. Now, this is all when I say we, I mean him.
I expect conversion rates. I'm the worst at handwriting and writing in front. Okay.
In my old office, everyone, they always said that a decent agent will close 3 deals a month. So they just said everyone has to close 3 deals. There was no, all right, this is how many appointments you need to get this many contracts, and this is how many buyers.
Do whatever it takes to get through.
Just get through, yeah.
And I'm not putting you on the spot either, but I want to get to our mindset, our heads, where our heads were here and what they are now. How did you get this? Like, what did you think? Okay, they're telling me I got to get 3. What do I do?
I just showed up to the office because I didn't know what else to do.
Interesting. That's cool.
They
No, I get
didn't, they
it.
didn't really break it down, so I just showed up and I just trying to figure it out.
Don, there's a paper up
You
there.
did the Gary Keller. The
Should do
get
that.
up, suit up, and
Yes.
show up, and you pretty much beat the competition right there. You know, that's the truth. And Brian does suit up, and actually suits up. Let's go.
That was my own mindset. There's a lot of it from my football, so I always
Yeah.
said I couldn't get my mindset right.
Yeah, you were business ready if you dressed it right. Dressed the part. Jason.
Yeah, when I first started in 2000, I was working 3 jobs because I just got into real estate. So I couldn't afford to just go right into it.
Sure.
So, it was just extra money for me.
Right.
Then able to quit, the business was coming in so much, I didn't even need to think about it. Because it was just, you know, I was just doing so well, because it was on an upswing, it was getting towards those 2000, where, you know,
Yeah.
it was just,
2005,
crazy.
2006, when the height of the market.
Yeah, so, you know,
It was
you see
easy.
what other people were doing, now you just, I'll just try some of that, I'll do some of that, you know, it was just coming in.
So,
But then when it came to the time where like the shift occurred, really, the people who had their plans in place, that's the people who really stayed and survived.
I hear wing it. I was just winging it, right? I was just doing what everybody else did. If that worked, if open house is working, I'm doing open house, right? If postcards or farming work, I'll do farming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Wing it is a very common real estate thing, agent thing. This is what I want to get us out of. Winging it doesn't feel good because the market can change on you, right? 2008 hit for that situation. You couldn't wing it anymore, right? It went away. Half of it went away. And it wasn't easy either. So now you actually had to get some skills.
Right.
In 2008, you put a sign up. It was sold in days, right? Not too different, not too different from what we've been dealing with in the last few, last year or two, maybe. It's been pretty easy to get one of these.
Yeah.
You good? All right. So, what I'd like to do is make sure that we all don't wing it. That we have some sort of plan and some sort of focused, purposeful behavior. That's really literally what I'm here for today. And I want you to do it now so that you can plan. So you don't have to start Monday, right? You don't have to start Monday morning on this. Like, boom, I got to go, whatever. I want you to take time to plan, think, so you know what to focus on January 2nd. Now, we all know we're 60 to 90 days out in this business, right? I mean, our pipeline is everything, right? So if you don't have a pipeline, it's time to go, right? It's time to do something. But what is that purposeful behavior that I'm going to go and do? That's really what I want to talk about a little bit today with making a business plan. So if you don't have the Excel spreadsheet that I'm going to go over with you, if you have your phone, you can email Kathleen. She's standing by at the office. We'll email the spreadsheet to you so you can be looking at it. If nothing else, get it from her so you can play with it over the weekend. You can always text or email or give me a call if you have questions. If you want to meet one-on-one, I'm happy to sit and meet one-on-one with you to make an actual business plan. All right?
Should I grab my laptop?
If you grab your laptop, you're able to play with it right now.
Oh, okay.
Make a plan. Now, this spreadsheet's not going to do anything for you if you don't do anything, right? All right. So I'm going to go over the spreadsheet in a minute, but I'm just telling you, Kathleen at johnmcclintock.com, just say I'm in John's class, can you send a spreadsheet, whatever. She'll know what it's about. She's prepared to send this to you right now. All right? All right. The spreadsheet was given to us, by the way, by Keller Williams International, but Gene Rivers, basically, I believe, had someone come up with this. It's an Excel spreadsheet, it's simple. But I took it and broke it down to kind of the ridiculous, the monthly and the weekly and stuff like that. We'll go over that in a minute. It'll hopefully make a lot of sense. Most of you have been here for a little while, have seen it. So I just kind of played with it to make sense to me, and everybody seems to like it, so I added a couple more columns and things like that. All right. How many of you were at Wealth Building Wednesday, the last one? Like maybe half of you. Okay, cool. So we saw this last Wednesday, or whenever it was that we were doing this, the 25th. I think it was last Wednesday. I love Zig Ziglar. If you could ever read any of his books, you can't go wrong. But he has one book that I really, really love that I've read twice. I haven't read many books once. I've read this book twice, okay? And I would prefer to have pictures, kind of guy, and audio books are good for me. Somebody else reads it to me. I tend to understand, But, it's funny, real quick, go off this subject for 1 second. We just moved, Carrie and I. And so we were, boxed up. We were in temporary housing. We were in storage. It was just horrible. I went through the pain of all of our clients, and I totally can relate much better. because we haven't moved in 17 years. So we've been in the last house for 17 years. So Carrie just about a week ago brought me an envelope. It was thick envelope, old, looked like old paper. And she hands this to me because she's emptying boxes still. And she's finding a home for everything, right? So she'll bring me something every so often and say, do you want to keep this? Do you want to chuck it? You know, throw it away. She gives me this envelope. It's all these old papers. So I don't know what it is. I don't remember seeing it. I honestly don't remember seeing this. But I can tell it's my dad's handwriting on the other side, the outside of the thing. My dad's been passed away for about 10 years, so maybe my dad wrote me something, I don't know, you know. So I open it up, and it's report cards, mine,
Oh, wow.
from first grade, all sitting there. It's like the first one I pulled out was like 1974 or 75 school year, right? I pull it out, and you know how you get the grades or the ratings, whatever it was back then? Some of them were just check marks,
Yeah.
like satisfactory was a check mark or something, elementary school. There's always a comments section for them to write something. And back then, they didn't do it on computer, they hand wrote. And it was in cursive, you know, and everything. So a couple of them I could hardly read, but the gist of it, so the weird thing was, I pulled several of them out from like the 70s, maybe early 80s of my report cards. And they all had the common theme. None of the teachers knew what the other ones had written. A common theme of John cares a lot of too much about what his classmates think. He is the most popular kid, kind of thing. That hurts him in his studies. And then as I got a little older, it was a common theme of John tends to like sports more than school. It was like written literally almost word for word with these teachers, right? And I read these and I went, yeah, that's me. That was me as a kid, and that's me today, pretty much. So I had this weakness of caring about what people think, right? I don't have this weakness as much because I'm jaded now, 49 years old, and I have thicker skin. But I still care what other people think. I still want to help people. I want to be around. I'm better when I'm with people than I am by myself. When I get by myself, my brain will sometimes go negative, right? The negative thought, self-talk and stuff like that. But if I'm around you guys, I feel energy from you. I get inspired and all that stuff. Nothing's changed from when I was in first grade on that, right? I do need alone time at times, but not as, you know, not a lot of it. Like if I was on a desert island, I'd probably, you know, not be good. So anyway, I believe this statement by Zig Ziglar. He wrote a book called Born to Win. It's easy, simple to remember, Born to Win. It's a great book because no one can tell Zig or me that you weren't born to win. No one. I don't know all of you as well as I know some of you, but I know if I got to know you, you have the winner inside of you. It's just you got to find it. You got to find the winner because you were born to win. But you are personally responsible for your behavior. And at Keller Williams, Mo Anderson made a standard for us that I love, and she calls it this. Entitlement versus accountability. What are you entitled to in real estate?
Entitled to a commission when you close the deal.
Okay. Get paid if you produce, yeah. Are you entitled to buyer leads, seller leads?
No,
If you don't do anything, will they come?
no.
Some of us, they'll come a little bit because we've been around a long time, but probably not to our standard of what our goals are. But for the most part, I would put here, don't be the victim. You know, oh, Howard goes to the Langhorne Hotel and just gets lead after lead, right?
It's true.
It's so easy for him. It's so easy for him. I don't get that. I go to a place and I don't get leads, right? Don't be the victim. Go get the business. It's there. You were born to win. People like you.
Which book is it? Born to Win, Finding Your Success?
Yes, finding your
Finding your,
success.
okay.
It's it should be black and reddish, maybe red and white. Red and white. Yeah.
Red and
Sorry.
white.
Is it red and white? The color?
It's black and white.
I was just gonna order it.
There's a hardcover one.
That's it. Born to
That's
win.
it?
That's the top.
Okay, sorry.
So you were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, right? And I love the last one, expect to win. So when you go on appointments, you need to expect to get that contract. Expect, once you have it under contract, it's going to closing. I'm going to do whatever I can in my power to get that thing to closing, right? Help the people out. Now, something could go wrong, and your job is to get them out, and so you can sell them something else. I get that. But we don't give up, right? We expect the thing to go to closing. We expect when we get a buyer, they're going to buy a house. Part of getting better at your trade is diagnosing whether this is a good lead or not, right? Finding out, do they qualify, right? What do they qualify to? Am I going to show you houses that you can't afford, and then you're going to hate me? You know? What's your time frame, right? Do we ask that a lot? What's your time frame? When do you want to be in a house? Now I know what kind of press to put on if you need to be in a house in 60 days. We got to go find something in the next week or two, right? In order to close in time. So preparing every lead and qualifying them is key, right, to you being successful. That making sense? All right. So let me say this. Do you all believe you're a winner? You're born to win? Because if not, you need your head examined, you need to get some counseling, get fixed, and then come back. You know, because your head's in the wrong place. You are winners. You all can double your business this 2018 if you want to. And the reason I'm saying this is because I have personally helped coach a few people just in the last year who have done it. Because they had the burning desire to do it. It was nothing that I did except keep them on course. Challenge their limiting beliefs that they might have, you know, things like that. That's what a coach does, right? I was a baseball coach with my son, who was small, right? Some of the kids just had unbelievable skills, and all you had to do is, you know, tweak something they may have off, right? Other kids, you had to tell them, this is a baseball, you know, and this is a glove. You had to start from the beginning, right? But some of the kids just needed to be told, you're good, you're doing great, keep it up, keep doing it, right? They just needed encouragement with things like that. So I'm here to say, you were born to win, and I believe it, so let's go and make a business plan here, all right? So let me start by doing this. I think it's always good for us to think about why we got into real estate, no matter how long you've been in the business. Some of you are new or newer. Some of you back into the business after a while. Some of you have been in the business longer. Why, if you could tell all of us, tell me, why did you get into the real estate business in the first place? Right? Start a career. So, what were you doing before that?
In the restaurant bar business.
Okay. And that was not the career you wanted to be in. Right. Okay. Barb?
To kind of be your own boss and make the money that you wanted to make, to really kind of set your future.
Independent? Right?
Independent, yeah.
Somebody, partly why I'm in this business, because
Right.
somebody doesn't hold a pink slip over my head.
Right.
Yep. Yes.
Change of pace.
Change of pace, okay, interesting. And you are the nurse, right?
Yes.
So,
So we see a lot of the negative side that benign, so this is different.
positive,
Positive.
you're helping someone with their home. Good. Did you have your hand up?
I did it because it's flexible enough for me to be really effective.
Flexible, yep. Jason, you have your hand up?
Yeah, I mean, you work, you want to give yourself a raise, you give yourself a raise.
you're not pestering the boss. You are the boss. Anthony? Passive income. So you didn't start somewhere else, right? You started at KW. Right?
Yeah.
Because when I started, there was no passive income. And for many years, I was making other people money with no opportunity of passive income. Joanne?
Mine was the same. It was independence. I worked retail for 40-some years. I sold 20 years ago, and we hadn't had raises in 7 years. And I said, I know I'm worth more than that.
Ugh,
I worked 7 years without a raise.
that
The last
is
7.
tough. That is really tough. Especially when you see them making money, right?
Absolutely. I mean, unfortunately, my company was, struggling, and they stopped giving them out.
Sure,
You
couldn't
know.
afford them.
But all of a sudden, I was worth nothing for that.
That's what it felt like at least.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it was all independence.
Mhm. What's that?
I've gone from not knowing what I was in it, just I needed to change from teaching, to thinking of career, to now being challenged in my business.
Okay. It's interesting how nurses, medical people, teachers are really good realtors on a regular basis, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you're used to helping people.
Oh, thank you. That's getting on my nerves.
Don't pay attention to any of that. That was annoying me.
It was annoying me.
I was going to say every time I looked at you, it was in front of your face.
Yeah, you're used to helping people. You have the heart of that. Real estate's a great, you feel like you're always learning, right? The more you do this business, you're always kind of running into different, even if you're not going to classes and learning based, specifically, you're learning things like as you go. You sell in a new township and all of a sudden you gotta learn something just for that, right? Or, you haven't had an FHA buyer in a while and now I gotta relearn FHA again or the new rules of FHA or whatever. So, yeah, it's interesting. These are great things. But when it came to, I'm learning from bold, and what about money?
Oh, sure.
What about money? Just for a minute. Yeah.
No, I was agreeing.
You're
with
saying
you.
yes, money.
Yes, money.
Got in this
And
business for money.
talks.
Yeah.
Well, that gives you drive,
Yeah.
It's, you reach there, and then I worked for retail, and they limited me. They said, oh, I want you to make this X amount, but I'm not gonna pay you as much as I did last year.
Yeah.
So they wanna make more.
Up my
for
goal.
you, but-
Yeah.
Up
Thank
my
you.
goal, but pay me less. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, I don't wanna do that.
Yeah.
That's just.
I have no
just-
incentive.
You just hit my brakes. I
Yeah.
was driven, and then you hit my brakes. So now I want to be able to reach how
Do
high as
something
I
else.
want.
That's really good. Santina, I tell a story about you sometimes. Yeah, I don't know if you knew this. Santina was a new
I'd be
agent.
nervous.
How long have you been in the business?
13 years.
13 years. Okay, do you remember the first time you capped here?
I remember that. No.
Okay, so
Is that terrible?
we were all rooting for Santina because she's such an awesome person and like positive, bubbly, love to be around her kind of person. So I'm in my office and I had heard she was close to capping, right? Like dollars, not just, a whole commission check. So like I think I had heard this next commission check you were going to go over the cap, and be 100%. And I remember being in my office and hearing commotion down the hall. And I'm like, what's going on? And I hear like, woohoo, this kind of thing, celebration. She's in heels with the check above her. She had like 10 grand, 9 or 10 grand in one check. First time she ever made that much money in one check. And we all came out and celebrated with her and high-fived her. And do you remember that day?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. And it made people like me, the old people who kind of got used to capping, and it's same old, same old. It gave me energy. And I was like, yes, that's what it's about. We're helping, because we were helping you,
Right.
different people in the office whenever she needed it, just even with encouragement, whatever it was. And she had made, how long would you have to work in the restaurant business to make 9 or 10 grand, right? Because, long time. So it's just so fun. So money is a definite factor of why you got in this business, right? I mean, we like to be humble and not say, I'm like that too, I get it. But I love this business because you can make a lot of money. You're paid for what you do. Me as your boss is not saying you're limited to 50 grand or 65 grand or 70 grand or whatever it is, right? No, I'm saying cap. I'd love to have you not pay us anything. What employers do that, right?
Yeah.
What a great company and concept. All right, so we remember why we got in the business. There was a good reason to get into the business, is what I want you to think about. All right, let me see if this works. Why do you get up in the morning now and do what you do?
Now I love it. I mean, I love what I do.
Make money, to go out and make business.
Okay? Get money, just loves it. Family, you get up every morning with that in your thought. Yep. And you're gonna win for them. You're gonna win because you love it. Is your hand up? Family?
Just a sense of fulfillment when you go to set up a table, especially first time home buyers, I just adore that. There's just such a sense of fulfillment. Helping them
Spelled
make a
that
dream.
right. It's
That's
like
right, we
a
can't read it
eighth
anyway,
grade- Eighth
so.
grade, I graduated from college, I promise, but I don't know how I got through it all. It's
Spell
right?
check.
Yeah, thank God for that, right?
There you
I'd be
go.
lost.
You can send whatever you
People are
want.
like, John's such an idiot. Nope, I got spell check. Yeah, fulfillment, absolutely. Because you were in a job that you didn't have fulfillment
None.
at the end, right?
Yeah, 17 years, one company, kicked you to the curb.
Kicked her to the curb.
43.
Everybody knows Dot's an awesome person. How do you kick Dot to the curb? Like, what? What are you idiots? You're the best employee you could have had, right? Who cares? And like, wants the company to do well, right? You're a management person. You're a regional manager
Regional?
with a huge company,
Way
Staples.
over job. You did way
Don't
over job.
don't shop at Staples anymore. Just kidding.
Or Kmart.
If Paul were here, he'd say the same.
Or Kmart.
I'm with Paul then. Okay, don't go to Staples. Go to Office Max or WB Mason or whatever.
Don't go to Kmart, John, either.
Yeah, Kmart.
43
It's
years.
part of.
43
Oh, that was
years.
yours.
Wow.
43 years.
Well, that's all right.
We're gonna put all the band companies up here. Why we're in real estate?
Exactly.
They gave me a good career for 30 years. The last 10 were horrible.
Okay, all right. All right, so you have in your mind fresh of why you get up in the morning and why you do what you do, and is it good enough? Not the reason that you get up is good enough, because it's always good enough, because it can be different for all of us, and that's good. What you do, is your behavior good enough for why?
I think there's always room for improvement.
Jim
So-
Fischetti, my coach, who's our regional director of Keller Williams here, does not call it a negative thing. He calls it a challenge, right? You have something in front of you that's not good, it's a challenge, right? So you look at things as, I'm challenged when I get up in the morning to do what I have to do. And it's so easy in today's world with a computer in your hand and all the information in the world that can distract you, for hours at least. To just get caught up in, what did I do today? You ever have that feeling at the end of the day? What did I accomplish
Yeah,
today?
that's right.
I mean, I've been here for 8 hours. I don't even know what I did, right? Probably checked email, responded, and talked to a few people in the hall, and went to lunch. Right? All that stuff is not bad, but what did I accomplish today? So I want to talk about a goal with a purposeful behavior behind it, okay? And knowing it. And if we don't go into 2018 knowing that, we're all stupid for acting like that. I'm done with it, to be honest with you. Personally, I'm done with it with you guys. I want you guys to win. Not for the company, for you. we all know, so I was talking to one of our associates who was recruiting a couple to get out of a retail business that they were very successful in, started to hate it, and wanted to just get into a new career. And they were talking to me with the agent, and I said, they would bring up something about, you know, being the boss, not being the boss, things like. And I said, you know what, this agent, most brokers in the area would say he works for me, but it's the opposite. I work for him. If he's not successful, I got nothing. If you guys aren't successful, we got nothing here. Might just shut the doors, right? Go somewhere else and do it. So for me, at KW, we're, as leaders, we're influenced to work for you. That's why I'm standing here right now to do this business planning. Because what? I could take Friday off right now. I don't need to do this. I want you to win. I want you to get right up here. And for me, it's all up here. I love what Yogi Berra, does everybody know who Yogi Berra was? He was a catcher turned first baseman, I think, at the end of his career with the New York Yankees in the 50s and the 60s. I know, I think of baseball. And I played with I played for one of his teammates, Bobby Richardson, who was my coach in college. So I know a lot of the stories, but Yogi Berra said, and he was known for making crazy statements, but he said hitting, which is hard to do, guys throwing at 90-something miles per hour, 100 miles per hour, changing speeds, making the ball move, it's hard to hit, right? It's they say it's one of the hardest things to do in all sports, is actually hit a baseball, okay, consistently. He said hitting is 90% mental, and the other 50% is physical. So he got the ratios off, but the point was, it was more mental, right? It was more mindset for him than it was physical. He could always swing, hit a beautiful swing, right? But if his head wasn't in it, they could get him out over and over again. He also said he was not a good-looking man. This is just a funny Yogi thing. He said, I might be ugly, but I don't hit with my face. Right? But again, it was mindset. I'm a good baseball player. You guys all talk about how ugly I am. Who cares? I'm hitting .343 right now with 50 homers, and I'm a catcher. Catchers didn't do that back in those days, right? He was one of the best baseball players ever lived, and he was not a handsome man by most accounts. He didn't care. I don't hit with my face. You know, it's almost like blow off the crap, right? Get your head ready. Know that you're good. I think I made my point. So when we make a plan, we begin with the end in mind. The scary part about that is it's overwhelming. Like, I want you to talk about all of 2018 right now. Well, that's overwhelming. For someone like Brian and Barb and some of the people that, Jason, that produce a high level, it gets scary. Like, can I do this again, right? I tell a story about every January 1st. I used to love January 1st for the reason nobody called me ever on January 1st because they are always busy doing their own thing, right? And I never had to service a client on January 1st, right? So I loved having the day off, but then I would sit and get some quiet time on, sometimes on January 1st, and I would think, holy crap, I got to do this again. Like, what am I going to do tomorrow to beat last year, started? And so the business planning helped me break it down to the ridiculous and talk about what do I need to do today? Who cares what I'm going to produce at the end of the year right now? I know that's a goal now. What am I going to do today? That's what I'm talking about. So I want you to think big. Here's the deal. As a leader, I have seen us make small goals that we knew were attainable and hit them every time. And no, that goal sucked. That goal was not stretching us in any way. And we underperformed because we had too low of a goal. So Keller Williams says, think big, aim high. What if your goal was 20 transactions this next year? in your mind, that's where I need to be financially. What if you made a goal of 30 and hit 25?
Great.
You're 5 more than if you made it 20. 5 more transactions in real estate when you're at 100% is a lot of money. What if it's $9,000 at $300,000 at 3%, right? What if it's $9,000 per transaction, averaged out? It could be for any one of you. Times 5, right? It's almost 50 grand. 50 grand more in your pocket because you had a little bit higher goal. You aimed higher than maybe you thought you could do. Here's the other beautiful part about thinking big, and this is what I'm telling you, I know. All right? I'm telling you I know this. Is the big goals pull you through the small goals. So if I have a big goal of 70 transactions, how many do I need a month? That goal pulls me through those monthly goals because I have that target, right? So I don't have to do 70 this month. Let's do 100, it's easy, 120, that's easy to do 10. I do 10 transactions, but not 120, right? So, does anybody have any comments on this, like thinking big, aiming high? You get it? I love this. Zig Ziglar also said, what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. Have you ever, how about Rocky? This is a good example. I'm such a guy, I know, but if you remember the first Rocky, he was like on the streets of Philly in a row house, had nothing, drinking eggs and, you know, he was in like the slums. Yeah, punching meat. He was in like Mickey's gym, which was in the ghetto, right?
Yeah.
And then by like Rocky 2 or 3, he's wearing suits, he's making commercials, not too well, but he's turned into something much more classy. He got in better shape, right? Because he made money, now he could afford things, you know. So he became something more than just first Rocky. It's the same thing for us, really, if you think about it. If you can live in a nicer neighborhood or drive a nicer car than you're driving, you become a little more classy. You know, your car's not smoking out the neighborhood when you drive by, and people going, "Get a new car!" You know, right? You idiot. But I think it's more than that. It's more than that. You are now able to help somebody with the extra funds you have. You're able to tithe. Right? You're able to give back. You're able to put your kids through college without loans. You're able to do things that are unbelievable, and it's because you become something rather than just making a goal. You know? Some of us are motivated by deep things. Some of us didn't want to be our parents. And it motivates us to be better than our parents. In some ways, right? There's always good and bad, especially with family. But I'm motivated. I got into real estate because I watched my dad in the corporate world get walked all over. And he was a really talented guy. And I said, nobody's doing that to me. I'm going into business. I'm entrepreneurial. I'm going into something. And this was such a great business. And guys, if you don't feel blessed to be in this business, there's something wrong. This is an unbelievable business. You get to help people and get paid. Probably too much. Don't tell anybody I said that. All right, so let me do this. Let me go to the spreadsheet for a second. So now I gotta get at this space correctly here. Hold on a second. guys see this okay?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay. There we go. It's spaced pretty decent. I'm sure some younger person could have told me to click like this and then it would have been done, but that's the way I do it. All right, so when you get this spreadsheet, there's a sheet in your packet, by the way.
John, can I have another one? I take mine away,
Absolutely.
please. Thank you.
There's a sheet in your packet that is this spreadsheet upside down. It's the third page of it. Yep, third page. It says economic plan. That's what Keller Williams has complicated words for things. Economic plan, right? This is this spreadsheet upside down. Like that, if you think about it, okay? So when we do this by hand, which I don't mind if you do right now as we talk this through, you want to put in there your net, before taxes, net income that you want to make, okay? This is just an example. And on this spreadsheet, you can change only the blue fields. If you change any other field, you mess up the whole spreadsheet because it's all done for you, all right? So you can see there's some blue. So in this example, the person wanted to net out $100,000 when it was all said and done. Their average sale price was $300,000 on the seller side, and for buyers, $300,000 as well. If you look up here, it's really small, but 2.75% commission rate does go up to 2.8. They just round it on a spreadsheet. And then this person had 70%. So you can change this. Give you an example here. See how it says 70% over there and 30 here? Buyers are 30, sellers are 70. You can change this to 50-50, let's say. If you know, you track your numbers, you know what you're going to do. So now I just changed the blue one, and it changed the black one. So now it's 50-50. So at the end of the day, this looks overwhelming to some of you, and some of you go, wow, is that in the first couple months? Right? I get it. That's okay. We're all different places. You could change your average sale price. So some of us know what our average sale price is for our buyers and what they are to sell. If we can predict that, that'll help our plan become a little bit better. So for this example, I just did $300,000 across the board. These are your cost of sales. I want to go over for 1 second to explain what this spreadsheet says. Your cost of sales are anything commission based. So if you get a lot of referrals from people in New Jersey who send people over to PA, let's just say, that's an example. So you might get 5 or 6 referrals from the same people a year. You can kind of predict that out. You're going to pay 25%, let's just say, back to them when the property closes, right? That 25% is commission based. You're not paying it unless the property sells. So it's only if you make commission. Make sense? Which would also be your cap. We don't charge you company dollar unless you sell things. So you don't have to pay $21,000 every year if you don't sell it, right? Your expenses are everything not related to commissions, meaning whether you sell something or not, you're paying. So your board dues, your desk fee if you have one here, your copies if you make copies, things like that. Right? That you're going to pay whether you sell something or not. Right? Okay. This was an example we did in one of the classes that I did recently. So, thank you. I didn't know if it was going to come back or not. So you can see.
You have one, oh, there it goes.
So you can see they wanted to net 100,000. That meant they needed to make 153,000 at the end of the day in gross commissions. So when you come over to here, total appointments that they needed, based on 75% conversion rates. That's what Keller Williams says is pretty normal. So if you can get 3 out of every 4 appointments you go on to convert into a contract and then a sold and settled, right? It's like, you gotta convert them all the way through. It's about 75%. You're pretty good if you can get 3 out of 4 to go, all right? All right. So based on that, this person needs 33 a month, or 33 a year, or only 2.76 a month. New appointments to go. It doesn't seem as overwhelming when you look at it like this. Total sold, you only need 1.5 to actually settle. This is how many appointments need to convert, how many of those converted to actual contract. You know, you list them, a buyer or seller, you're listing them. Does that make sense? So this is just an appointment. You didn't do anything except meet with them. You get them in paper, then you get them to closing. You only need less than 19 closings to do this type of number at 300,000 is what it's saying. So remember this, 33 appointments, 18 closings, right? Let's change this. This will show you how this changes. 400,000 on the seller side, and let's do 350 on the buy side, right? Look what happens. Now you only have to do 27 and 15, just because your sale price went up. Make sense? So I would like you to play with this spreadsheet and come up with a business plan on how much money you want to make. Some of you will be able to track your expenses are more than 10%, just because you pay Zillow or you do whatever. You know what your costs are. All right? So if this gets changed to 25%, so you have a lot of expenses compared to this person, all of a sudden, 69 appointments and 39 closings. So 39 closings means you have to do a little over 3 a month on an average closings. That's what Brian's goal was when he was at his other company and he didn't know why. Right? Because they knew if you did 3 closings a month at these numbers, you're going to bring home $400,000. Put it in your hand for your business. Now, let's change this again. Again, I want you guys to play with this. I would love for you to turn it into me because it would hold some accountability and I'd be able to say to you 2 months from now, hey, how you doing with your plan? Remember you said you were going to do 36 transactions? Where are we? You need help. And it wouldn't be an accountability of, I want to punch you in the face because you're not there. It would be, yeah, it would, because that's what people think. Like, accountability, you're going to yell at me. No. It's, what can I do to help you? Is there anything in your head that's holding you back? What's going on? What are you doing every day? Is there something I can help you think that through? You know, maybe sleeping in till 10 a.m. and getting in the office by 11:30 and leaving by 2 isn't really the best plan to get to 36 transactions, right? Maybe we could think that through together. So change this to 200,000, and maybe on the buy side it's 250. I'm just giving you a couple examples. Now you need 116 appointments. Oh, you know what? The expenses should never be that
Yeah,
high.
and I was like, wow, that's a
High
high
Hey,
expense.
20% for expenses, I was like, what?
I'm sorry.
Spending that much money?
I'm sorry, there you go, 25%. So most people will take home around 50%, 60%, depending on your cost that you're spending. You can pretty much guarantee it to be in this range. It could be a whole lot less. But remember, you're in this scenario, you're paying yourself to be the buyer's agent, the seller's agent, right? Things like that. Okay? So that's part of your expenses. Your cost of sales is actually paying yourself. But forget that for a second. All right? Because we want you to think about running a business, not just a sales job. So, but at the end of the day, let's say you want to net 100,000 at these average sale prices, you'd need 58 appointments, so 5 a month, a little bit more than 1 a week, get new appointments. Convert them into a little less than 4 people are going to work with you. You're going to put a sign in their lawn, or you're going to put them in the car, or meet them at properties and show them to them. And then you only have to close a little less than 3 a month. And you will net out 100,000. I'm just telling you right now, having looked at this, studied this, talked to a lot of producers, this works. So if you can get 5 appointments, you're gonna close around 3 of them.
Now, that's with not capping, like that's on us paying out.
This is, what your cap is in your cost of
That's
sales.
it, that's it, because that's in cost, okay, so that's in there.
It's in there. All your costs are in there. Every cost you could possibly have. Make sense?
Makes it look a lot better when it's monthly than when you're thinking
Yeah,
you gotta do.
the yearly's scary, like this is
That's what I
scary.
mean, that's scary. When you
Um,
look at that, it's much better,
so,
it'd be more positive.
so if you're me, this looks more scary, doesn't it? I wanna net out 400,000 maybe. After it's all said and done, pay my buyers, agents, everybody. So we're making 800,000 total. We're in the 7s the last 12 months. Dave and Grace both made over 150,000 the last 12 months on my team, right? We did 28 million the last 12 months. This is close. I'm just giving an example. So here's the good news. Our average sale price is higher.
Yeah, that changes what we need to do.
It's a ballpark of 400,000. So we need only 6 closings to do 800,000. I mean, we had 13, I think, in July. You know? So this looks terrible. 130 appointments. How are we going to do that, you know? But then I go, wait, there's 3 of us to do 10 appointments a month, 11 appointments a month? Oh, that's no problem, right?
John, this is what your team needs to do for you to net 400,000?
If I pay them
Okay, gotcha.
a lot of the cost, yeah. So you can see as you scale the business, and we did 70 transactions. This is really close to our numbers in the last 12 months. This is saying we need to do 73. We do 3 more. It's all pretty much in our pockets, all of us, right? It's free money at that point, you know. So now you're sitting there going, all right, do I push it to 100 transactions? Because I think we probably have the talent to do it. Do we think big or not? I thought thinking big was 70 transactions, and we hit that. It's like, oh no, what do we do in 2018? I'm actually looking to not sell so much and do more leadership coaching and training and things like that, right? Help them run the companies. Get you guys to double your business if that's what your goal is. Or to hit your goals, whatever it is, hit your goals. It's not, generally your goals are not bad, but I